Hey guys, David here from Gugudu55 Tech Tutorials, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install Windows on your Mac using Boot Camp. Okay, so let's get started. So basically in this video, what I'm going to be showing you how to do is how to install Windows on your Mac so that you can dual boot between Windows and Mac OS X. So I'm going to be installing Windows on my late 2007 MacBook running Mountain Lion through ML Post Factor. However, this will work on any version of Mac as long as it has Boot Camp. Anyway, so first off, you're going to need to plug a USB flash drive that is at least 8 gigabytes into your computer's USB port. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you can open up Boot Camp by going into the Applications folder and into Utilities, and once Boot Camp is opened, all you have to do is hit Continue. Next, you will be presented with this screen here. So now I have 3 options here. Depending on your Mac model, you might only have 2 options. That will be to install Windows 7 and to download the latest Windows support software from Apple. However, if you really want to be able to do everything that I want to do in this tutorial here, you can get all 3 options by modifying the Boot Camp settings, and you could see how to do that in the article that I'm going to put down in the description below. It says it only works up to Boot Camp 5.0.2, however, this is Boot Camp 5.0.3 and it worked just fine. So it should work no matter what version of Boot Camp you are running. However, keep in mind that that step is not necessary if you are happy with just installing Windows 7 and you have a Windows 7 DVD that you want to use for the installation. However, basically, I'm going to be checking all 3 options here. So I'm going to be creating a Windows 7 or later version install disk. So we'll basically put the installer onto the USB drive. Now for that, you need an ISO image, which I have on my desktop. We're going to download the latest Windows support software from Apple. This is critical. This is why you need a USB drive. And we're also going to install Windows 7 or later version. So again, you can install Windows 8. If your Mac doesn't support it, again, just follow the link in the description below and you should be good to go. Once you have selected your options, just hit continue. And if you are using a USB drive for your installer like I am, you're going to need to go ahead and actually choose your ISO image. So it might try to detect one itself, however, in my case it didn't detect the right one, so I'm just going to go ahead and select the right one myself. Now for the destination disk, I'm just going to select my USB flash drive, and I'm going to hit continue. Now keep in mind that that step is not necessary if you want to run the Windows installer from a DVD that you might have. It'll tell you that the drive will be erased, just hit continue, and it'll go ahead and format the drive. Now this part might take a while. It'll start copying the Windows files and also downloading the Apple support files for Windows. So this can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, I'd say, so here just be patient and wait for it to finish. Okay, so now once Boot Camp is done putting everything that it needs to onto the USB flash drive, you will be greeted with this screen here, where basically you are going to set up your Windows partition. So by default it allocates 20 gigabytes for Windows, and that is also the minimum size. However, you can move this slider here to make it any size that you want within reason. So I'm just going to make my partition 100 gigs here, or you can also divide it equally. Anyways, so once you're done that, you're just going to want to hit install and it's going to start creating the Windows partition. Okay, so once it's done partitioning, your computer should have rebooted into the Windows setup. If it didn't, make sure that you have the setup media in your computer, so that is the USB key that we created, or a Windows installation disk. And if you are sure of that, you can also try holding down Option at boot and select the installation device manually. Now on some Macs, even if you tell Boot Camp that it can create an installation USB, and you go ahead and do that, it won't want to boot from that. So in that case, if you did create an installation USB and you can't see it even after holding down Option and it's not booting into the Windows installation, you are going to have to use a Windows setup disk instead. So just put that into your drive, turn on your computer, and you should be good to go. Anyway, so you just go through the Windows 7 setup like you would set it up on any other computer. If you want to see a tutorial on how to install Windows 7, I have a very old tutorial down below, but it's still valid, so you can either click the annotation or also click the link in the description below to see how to install Windows 7. Just make sure that when you go to select the drive to install it to, you select the Boot Camp drive. Also keep in mind that when you do go to install Windows onto the Boot Camp drive, it's going to tell you that Windows cannot be installed to that drive. What you need to do is select the Boot Camp drive, hit Drive Options, and then click Format. This will format it as NTFS so that Windows can be installed to the drive properly. Okay, so now once you're done installing Windows, the very last step that we need to do is actually install the drivers for our Mac. So in order to do this with the USB flash drive plugged in from earlier, in Windows you're going to want to go to Start, Computer, and you're going to see your flash drive in there. Just open up the flash drive, go to the Boot Camp folder, and just run setup.exe. This will just go ahead and install the drivers that are needed for your Mac to work properly with Windows. Anyway, so once that's installed, you are done, and now you have a full installation of Windows running on your Mac. Now keep in mind that every time you do boot up your Mac, it will boot into Mac OS X by default. However, if you do want to boot into Windows, all you have to do is hold down the Option key while you're booting and select your Windows partition, and your Mac will boot up into Windows. So thanks for watching, and I hope I helped. If you liked this video, don't forget to click the like button down below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and also don't forget to check out my Facebook and Twitter page. Also don't forget to check out my website at www.guguda55techtutorials.com. All the links are in the description below.